The views expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect those of this station. Welcome to Insights into Northeast Michigan. This is a Channel 11 News public affairs program dealing with the issues affecting those in the community as well as Northeast Michigan and the state. And now, Insights.
Hello everyone, welcome to Insights. I'm Marlena Hamilton. In this week's edition, we talk to the Assistant Director of Sunrise Mission, the Director of Sunrise Mission, a member of the Third Level Crisis Center, and the Chairman of the Homelessness and Hunger Walk to talk about November being Homelessness and Hunger Awareness Month. Now we will talk about how the Alpena community is bringing more awareness to this issue. We are sitting with Leslie Sheen, the Assistant Director of Sunrise Mission, and John Ritter, the Director of Sunrise Mission, to talk a little bit about November being Homelessness Awareness Month. Now first, Leslie and John, can you tell me a little bit about Sunrise Mission?
Oh, we were founded in 1989, and so we've been serving since then, and we have 33 beds now. Originally we had 12.
Okay, and is homelessness an issue here in Alpena?
Yes, big. We're averaging 30-some people a night, generally. Sometimes a little more, sometimes less.
Okay.
Last year we served a total of 281 persons here at the mission, and that consisted of 10,100 bed nights. And a bed night is one bed, one person, one night.
Okay, and what is the busiest time of year for you guys? Is the winter, because you know the weather gets a little colder? Do you see more people come into the Sunrise Mission?
It used to be seasonal, and people would go out, I think, in the summer, and maybe they'd camp or they could sleep outside. But the last several years, it's just been steady, and there's no off-season to it.
Okay, and November is Homelessness and Hunger Awareness Month. What is the Sunrise Mission doing to bring awareness to homelessness?
Well, we participated in the Homeless Awareness Walk, and there's Sleep Out that's takes place every year in November, and we've participated in that, and we've had speakers at that, and sometimes we've helped set some of that up or coordinate things. We go down and encourage the kids, and we've had guests from here that would go down and speak about their experience about being homelessness, or being homeless.
But the Sleep Out is not happening this year. Can we talk a little bit about why it isn't?
Well, I think there was one of the parties, and I don't know if it was the security people. There was something that wasn't available at that time, so they decided this year they wouldn't have it.
Okay, and the Homelessness Awareness Walk was last week. How did that walk help Sunrise Mission?
Well, I think it helps raise awareness because we were walking and people were honking and the TV was there, so I know people saw it on TV. And then there's a quilt guild that's involved, and that kind of gets the word out. And we had some other prizes there for raffles, and so we had 40-some people, and everybody that's there talks to other people about what they did and what their experience was, and it kind of reverberates through the community that there is a homeless issue and that we're one of the frontline entities dealing with it every day.
And we try all year long to educate as many as possible about homelessness, what that's like for folks, and how many people that is. We have volunteers who come in and work here. We speak whenever asked, and try for it to be an ongoing situation that we talk about homelessness all the time.
And you are doing all of this. Do you think the Alpena community does know that there is a homelessness, issue in our county?
I think most people are aware of it, but from time to time I still run into people that when they ask me where I work, they'll say, well, what's that? And then where is that? So I don't think the community is as saturated with information as it could be. And that's one of the ideas of having the Homeless Awareness Week, is to educate.
And so Homelessness Awareness Week is from the 10th also to the 18th. What kind of things are the Sunrise Mission doing for this week?
Well, we're always in the service end of it. I mean, if there's somebody in the community or from wherever that comes in and doesn't have a place to stay, we're open. And, you know, there's beds available generally. Other than that, there isn't anything concrete that we have on schedule, but as people call in or things present themselves, and we try and get the word out.
And you know, when people come into the Sunrise Mission, you work with them with some of the goals of getting back on their feet and why were they homeless in the first place. Can we talk a little bit about that, what the goals, you know, Sunrise Mission does to help?
Sure. When a guest comes to us and presents and states they're homeless, they would then come in and be made comfortable first where they were going to stay. Then they would spend a little time with John or myself, and we would talk about what happened that caused their homelessness, and then what are their goals to get beyond that. Our job here is to help them leave in better circumstances than when they came. And it's always our goal for them to become permanently housed, so the situation never arises again for them.
And you said, you know, you had over 10,000 people last year come through, correct?
10,000 bed nights.
10,000 bed nights. Do you think, you know, the trend of homelessness is growing or decreasing throughout the years?
It has gone up every year except for one. And I would say this year we'll be on par with last year. I think we'll be at or over 10,000 bed nights.
And why do you think, you know, that is? Why is the trend growing and not decreasing, you know, with bringing awareness as, like, you know, November being Awareness Month? Why?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons people are homeless, and I mean, we have some people that are currently have been burned out of their home. There's people that come in with substance abuse issues. There's people that come in that have lost a job or can't find a job or have lost their income. And usually, most of it is a cash flow problem where they can't pay the rent or the house payment and they end up out. And there's also an element of divorce is a part of it, and also I had a fight with my roommate, I had a fight with my boyfriend, your stuff's on the front porch, you know.
Mm-hmm. And the Sunrise Mission, you said, is 60% donations and 20% government funding. How is this going? Do you need, you know, more funding from the local Alpena community, or how is it going so far?
Well, that's local funding is important. One of our goals has always been to be off of government funds, and we've slowly headed in that direction. Our largest fundraiser now is our mailing list, and our second largest is a per diem per night, and we never know when the funding is going to go up or it's going to go down on either one of those, so it's kind of unpredictable.
And I wanted to comment too about our numbers not increasing from year to year. We run most of the time full, so there isn't an opportunity for us to show greater numbers of homelessness when we only have so many beds and they're full. So as a trend in the state of Michigan, we're seeing homelessness run at about the same level for the last couple of years. Prior to that, it was increasing each year.
And you think the Awareness Month, you know, helps with the numbers, decreasing the numbers?
I think it helps people to understand that there are others who are struggling. There's a variety of reasons a person becomes homeless, and compassion and seeing those people is a really important part of working with them.
Yes. Well, thank you, Leslie and John, for sitting down with me and talking about Sunrise Mission.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Joining me now is Director of St. Bernard's Friendship Room, Randy McCauley, and also he was the chairperson of the Homelessness and Hunger Walk last week. So let's first talk about the St. Bernard's Friendship Room. What is that about? Or what is the St. Bernard's Friendship Room?
St. Bernard's Friendship Room is sometimes known as Alpena Soup Kitchen. And we serve a hot, wholesome, nutritious meal 6 nights a week, Monday through Saturday. To anyone who wants to come and eat. We have no conditions or requirements to come and eat. So we welcome everybody, and it is indeed a friendship room. And we want it to be more than just a place to come and get food, but for people to socialize and feel safe. And so part of feeding the hungry is not just providing the food, but it's providing a safe and welcoming environment for them to enjoy that food. And so between myself and my assistant Stacy Johnson and my incredible pool of volunteers, we make that happen.
How long has the St. Bernard's Friendship Room been around for?
Well, November 14th will be 24 years. And we estimate we've probably served about 550,000 meals over the course of the 24 years.
Oh, wow. So very successful.
Very successful.
Is it helping tackle the issue of hunger in our community? Is there a big issue of hunger in Alpena?
There is a big issue of hunger, Marlena. And the St. Bernard's Friendship Room is just one avenue to address that. We think we've got a pretty good safety net, and we'd like to think that no one in the community of Alpena is going hungry. They have access to a number of resources to address hunger issues. The immediate one, of course, is coming to St. Bernard's Friendship Room and eating a hot meal every night. Sometimes that isn't always possible because transportation needs, physical incapacities, and things like that. So there's other ways to address hunger. There's some other agencies in the community that see to it that these people who can't make it to St. Bernard's Friendship Room do get access to food.
And how can the Alpena community help out with tackling the issue of hunger? Can they come volunteer at the St. Bernard's Friendship Room, or how can the community, help this issue?
Great question. I really believe in my short time in Alpena here that the community does a tremendous job of helping St. Bernard's Friendship Room. And that includes everything from people wanting to give their time, their money, resources, and really just spreading the word around. I'm blessed to have probably 150 volunteers involved in this organization.
That's great.
But I always welcome anybody who wants to get involved to feed the hungry. They're on board on my ship. And what I find is that once somebody gets started and they discover how rewarding it is, and they can actually measure the impact that very night of what they're doing to feed hungry people, I get a repeat customer.
Yes.
And they're coming back and staying on board. And so not only do I have a large pool of volunteers, but that pool remains steady and actually increases. And so you're asking how the community can help. They can help in any of those ways: money, resources, time, goods, and volunteering.
That's great. Have the numbers increased or decreased throughout the years of people coming in to the Friendship Room?
There's no question they've increased. I've only been director 3 years, but I do have the past records, and I've reviewed those. And as of right now in 2012, this is the highest nightly average of meal guests that we've been serving. We're averaging about 90 people a night.
Wow.
And that requires a lot of meal preparation, and but it really is truly a labor of love. My volunteers are in this because of their heart and soul. And they know they're doing a good thing, and they know they're addressing the issue of hunger locally.
Now let's move on to the Homelessness and Hunger Walk. November is Homelessness Month, and we had the walk last week. So how did that go? How did the walk go? How much money did you raise from the walk?
Well, the Walk Against Hunger and Homelessness we hold annually, usually in November, because it takes place in the state of Michigan's month of homelessness, which is usually November. So we have our walk. We had our walk on the November 3rd, and by any means, in any sense of the word, it was successful. We had over 40 walkers, and we had several people coming and pledging their money, and we had people just coming and walking and not pledging any money, but supporting us by walking through the city of Alpena. We raised just under $2,000, actually $1,990.
That's great.
And that money consisted of a quilt raffle from the Gone to Pieces Quilting Guild, which quilt us a quilt every single year.
Yes.
Just so we can raise money for that walk.
Oh, that's great. And
we
that quilt is very popular.
It's very popular. It really, truly is a piece of art. And we are extremely grateful to that organization. I also had help from Habitat Restore and Kathy's Hallmark, who also helped sell tickets for that quilt. So we really appreciate that input from the community.
And that money went to local hunger agencies to help out, correct?
That money will go to local hunger agencies here in Alpena, and we will address those issues of hunger with that money.
And every November, you know, how is this year compared to last year's with bringing awareness to the issue of hunger and homelessness? Do you think the awareness has increased throughout the years, or what are you doing more to bring awareness to this issue?
Well, we need to be a little bit more aggressive in the awareness program. We do get all the media involved, and that, of course, that helps get the word out. But we need a little bit more of a push in our marketing for awareness. So we can actually, I'd like to have a little bigger impact walking through town. Just over 40 people is, you know, a symbolic gesture, but when we can get a lot of people walking through town, it has much more impact.
And with the holiday seasons approaching, is that a busier time for the Friendship Room and for you guys? Do you see more people come in during the holiday season?
Traditionally, we do. We do. We do see an increase, and especially right on the very holidays itself, you know, we'll have an increase that night as far as meal attendance. But yes, I think during the holidays, especially the cold winter months of up here in northeastern Michigan, our numbers increase a little bit.
Okay, so right now, you know, you want to tell the Alpena community to come out and help to bring awareness to the hunger issue. And what else can you say to the Alpena community about helping tackle this issue? Well,
I'm just asking the community to keep giving, because I think we're in a community that is aware that there is hunger and homelessness here in Alpena, and we've got several agencies as well as civic organizations and private citizens addressing this. And once again, you can do it through several ways: resources, money, time, volunteering.
And a great organization and a great walk.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very humbled and proud to be part of St. Bernard's Friendship Room.
Well, thank you, Randy, for taking the time and sitting down with us and talking about the Friendship Room and about the walk. Now stay tuned, because coming up next, we are going to talk with outreach worker Michelle Bailey about homeless teens in the area and how the Alpena community can help tackle this issue. Welcome back to Insights. Joining me now is Michelle Bailey from the Third Level Crisis Intervention Center. Now, Michelle, can you tell me a little bit about Third Level?
Third Level has been providing services in the area for about 3 years now. We have a street outreach program, a transitional living program, and a youth and family services program.
Okay, and our homeless teens, I know it's Homelessness Awareness Week coming up. Is homeless teens a thriving issue in Alpena?
It's actually a very big issue. Most people don't realize that students that are doubled up and don't have a regular, fixed, adequate place to stay are considered homeless under the McKinney-Vento Act. And there are currently 106 students in the area, in the counties that I cover, that are currently homeless under that definition.
And yeah, how many homeless kids and teens do you help in your center?
Well, in the course of a year, I typically work with about 20 different youth that are experiencing issues with homelessness.
And do more host families need to, be available in Alpena, or do you need a little more help with your...
Well, it would be wonderful if we had some host homes in the area. We are just starting this component of our program, and our orientation is actually on November 13th, 5:30 to 7:30 at our office, which is 115 North First Street. And when people come in, they'll be able to ask questions and find out what it really means to bring a youth into your home.
And that was going to cover, my next question. What is the orientation session on November 13th going to cover?
The orientation session will give you an idea of the kind of youth that you'll be working with, the kind of trainings that you have to go through. It's a little comprehensive. You have to start the licensing process and do a few different evaluations, but that'll all be covered at the orientation.
And being a host family or foster parent, what does that entail?
Well, that really gives the youth an opportunity to become part of a family and kind of work on some things that maybe were issues, budgeting, some employment skills, and just having the general support that they might have been lacking.
And going back to, host families in the area, there's not many in the area. How do you become a host family or a foster parent?
Well, to start, you would attend the orientation, and there'll be a question and answer session. You can find out if it's really a good fit for your family. You have to be willing to adjust to a new person coming in and their unique needs. So after you start the orientation, and if you decide that, yes, this is for me, you go ahead and fill out the application and the process begins.
Okay, and Homelessness Awareness Week started yesterday, November 10th, and goes till November 18th. What is your center doing to bring more awareness to homelessness and hunger?
Well, it's a big issue for our youth, and street outreach is a part of that. We go to places where the youth hang out and relax, and we let them know that we have services that we could possibly link them up with. A big component of that is letting them get one of our survival packs. And Edward Jones has just done a wonderful collection for us, and we have enough products to create over 300 survival packs. And items that go in there are shelf-stable food, socks, blankets, hats, gloves, some personal hygiene items, all things that when you're kind of bouncing around and don't have a regular place to go, it's nice to have it all in one little pack. So we'll be putting the packs together and distributing those to the youth.
That's great. And there is no foster homes in the Alpena area. Is your center working on building some in the area?
Yes, we would definitely like to increase the amount of foster homes in the area. It helps with family reunification. It's nice to have the parents still be able to have contact with their children instead of going to different counties that do have foster homes.
Okay, and with the orientation session being on November 13th, do you think you're going to have a lot of response from the community come out and want to be a host family or a foster parent?
I hope that we do have a positive response. I mean, we have a lot of community partners, and we've gotten the flyers to them and information to them. So I definitely encourage anyone that would like to help a youth in need to come to the orientation and just get a little bit more information and find out if it's for you.
And the Third Level Center has only been open for 3 years. What future plans do you have in expanding and goals for the center?
Well, currently we do a drop-in, and that is for youth to come and get items that they might need, do some paperwork, have access to a computer, and that's open Mondays and Wednesdays, and that's 3 to 6. You can come in and get a snack, and that's at the office as well. We have all of that stuff at my office, and just kind of grow from there. We'd like to get a bigger space, definitely, but in time, that'll come.
Mm-hmm. And what other things did you do for Homelessness Awareness Week last year and 2 years ago? What kind of...
Well, there is the Homelessness and Hunger Walk. We participate in that, and we also participate in the Sleep Out that takes place at the Michigan Works parking lot. Unfortunately, this year, that is not an event that will be taking place, but it was wonderful. It really impacts the youth. The youth that participate really get a feel for what it's like to be cold, be outside, and not have all the typical comforts that you're used to.
And what is one thing you want to tell, the Alpena community to get involved and to be a host family? Is it a difficult process to go through, or do you really encourage more of the community to get involved?
I really encourage the community to get involved. In northern Michigan, there are 500 kids in foster care. Each year, 15 to 24 of those kids are aging out, and they have nowhere to go. Sometimes they need a little bit longer and additional support, and I encourage those that could provide that to be available to help our youth and help them be successfully employed.
Well, that'll do it for this week's edition of Insights. Now remember, November 10th through the 18th is Homelessness and Hunger Awareness Week. And if you're interested in becoming a host family, you can attend the orientation session on Tuesday, November 13th at the Third Level Crisis Center located at 115 North First Avenue from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. We'll see you next week.
Insights into Northeast Michigan has been a Channel 11 News public affairs program. If you have any comments, suggestions, or topics you would like to see on a future show, please email us at the web address on the screen. This has been a production of Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation. All rights reserved.